So let's go ahead and start from our Teams interface. You see, when we build custom applications, and the next several videos are going to be on creating custom applications within Office 365. Here, we're going to start in Teams because this really does a great job of being able to launch it. So we're just going to click on that app right there and launch the actual app. Now, this happens to be an example of an app. Just some bogus requirements here, but it's really an application that can be used to solicit information. Now notice here we're able to pull it open within Teams. We can also go to full screen and see it, much more on the screen, right, without being distracted, right? So that's how you kind of use that and start the application. But this is really an overview of what this series on PowerApps is going to go through. We're going to take just a spreadsheet. This is the end result, an application that works within your environment. And we're going to take just a normal spreadsheet like you see here, and we're going to talk about what this spreadsheet and how to configure this spreadsheet, but we're going to be able to add information and adjust it directly from this application. And what makes this so unique and nice and applicable to many business environments is that for some people, you may only have this one entry here, add and review. And as you see here, as we click on add, we only have 4 areas of information that's asking for, versus sending somebody a spreadsheet and saying, hey, could you fill out these 4 first sections? And then you have all this other information in there that you may or may not want people to be looking at. Here we just send them, build an app to just show these four areas, and you can see here where it's filled out. And then we can have somebody else within the organization take that same information, right, that they filled out. Mike Jones here filled out the top 4 sections here. And now we're going to fill out additional information and review on that very same item. Again, all being driven by this simple, and I'll use the word database very loosely, database or table that we've configured. Now, this could be a normal spreadsheet that you're using today, and within a couple clicks, format as table, it will automatically turn into a table, and then we'll be able to use it. And we share this information here on our OneDrive within Office 365. So we'll talk a little bit about that when we set it up. But this is really just a general overview of what is possible. Now, you could do anything with this, any types of data, and we'll show and get into some examples where some of the data types, for example, this is a simple collector on COVID-19. And what this does is basically allows me to track what COVID-19 is doing. So every day I can wake up, I can put in, takes just a couple minutes to use the data that's found right here on the Johns Hopkins site, right, where you see all the statistics and such. So I can take all of this data and all these data points and drop them directly into here so that I can track for a long term what the COVID virus is doing from the numbers that are being presented. And from that COVID example, I can then use Microsoft Access to access that same table, right? In this example, it happens to be ACMR, but a COVID table to produce these type of graphs. I could also do this in Excel and other areas. And then I can use Microsoft Sway to illustrate these results. So very interesting of all the things that we can do that really started off from a simple application and the requirements of that application, and how we use all of the tools in our tool bag to go ahead and make this work for our environment, for our very specific business requirements. So again, we're going to talk in this video about the details of how to create this table and how important some things are in this table. We're then going to look at how we actually share and work on and adjust this information within PowerApps. And then we're going to talk about how we store that information here in OneDrive. And that will be about it for the discussion around this very powerful application called PowerApps. Now, before I go, I wanted to show one other example here, which is just the mobile version. So what's nice also is you can get all of this using within the mobile version as well. So here in my PowerApps, I can take a look here and I can look at the mobile, what the mobile version looks like. And it's going to look, I guess it looks very similar to the COVID-19 example, but this is the mobile example. So again, being able to provide this information quickly and easily, the information stays consistent. We can edit it right on the fly from wherever we are. We don't have to have a spreadsheet loaded on our laptops, or we don't have to have any of that. We can just simply load it right up, right from our mobile devices. You can see here on this screen, and be able to go away and do anything that we like on this application. So very powerful PowerApps, and we'll be talking more in detail in coming videos.